Welcome to the Sunday live stream of the week. Um, I'm just gonna review, as usual, the price action that happened this week, what I thought would happen last week, which didn't really have a plan for last week because no news and all that good stuff. Um, and yeah, so yeah, we'll take a look at what's gonna happen this week, what happened last week, and make a plan for the week as per usual. So we're looking at the Dow here. I wish this was just smaller. So yeah, we've been wondering what's going to happen here. So we have a weekly fair value gap officially now. Let's mark that out. We like the color of red or green. So green. And weekly fair value gap B. All right. So there's a weekly fair value gap. Some of these are old drawings, so we'll see if we need to delete them. And we do have a inverse fair value gap here too, so let's mark that out. And we'll make it in a lighter pink color. And we'll also only overlay the overlapping part as well. So it looks like it overlaps pretty well. Let's just, you know what, let's just delete it. And we'll use this higher part portion. So that's a super nice area of interest. Obviously this comes higher, but that looks clean. Daily, looks like we still have a daily fair value gap here. It's going to be bearish. And then I think this is just a regular trading hours gap. So we'll probably leave that there too. On the daily, we do have a same exact fair value gap there, so we'll leave that, but we can go ahead and just overlap that. Because that just completely overlaps with that. So, okay, so we have relative equal lows down here. Looks like all of this liquidity down here has been cleaned out on higher time frames. So we're going to keep going up. We definitely need to come up higher. We have equal highs on the daily. What else? We have a bearish market structure shift in play on the weekly. Nope, on the daily. And we've coming off of a classic accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I would expect a strong possibility for, if we do come lower, to take out some more liquidity. Maybe bouncing here. So we could really still keep going. Whether or not, you know, takes how long it takes, you don't know. But and since it's August, it's likely that this could just grind up for like forever before finally selling. So yeah, have we reached a discount into at least the range? Nope. So, or premium. So we haven't reached to a premium. So yeah, I would expect us to keep coming higher. Let me go ahead and jot down some of these notes. Sheesh, that was loud. I just downloaded it. What is happening? All right, the P&L calendar. Weekly analysis and game plan. So yeah, the Dow daily bearish market structure shift. Weekly has not confirmed yet, but we do have a clean bearish PO3 in play. We have not dug into a premium on the sell-off range. So short-term expectations are higher for the daily. For the daily candles. And yeah, we have these relative equal lows on the lows. So this could easily go like turn off the magnet. Who knows? And then we eventually sell off, dig pretty deep, and then yeah, something like that. Is doesn't need to go that high or anything, but just having this as a these relative equal lows could, they could barely sweep like that too. Anyways, that's stupid to talk about. Anyways, yeah, we're expecting higher and then lower. So yeah, let's look on the 4-hour, see if we can get more information. Looks like we do still have those. This is a gap. Gap has not all the way been filled, but it's too bright. We need to fix that. Wait, what the? There is no gap here. Is there a contract switch? Don't know what that's from. Okay. Maybe there is a gap. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, those relative equal highs that I was looking at on the daily aren't even there. Oh, this gap? Has it been filled? Yeah. Everything's in. Okay, there is a small regular trading hours gap right there. Okay, cool. So yeah, there is a gap there. There's no relative equal high. Oh, yeah, you can consider that. But it's not the cleanest thing in the world, so I'm not going to worry about it. But the biggest thing is just the discount and premium levels. To me, that's very obvious that we've not retraced. We need to make these brighter. Make this one brighter at least. That's the most important one. Okay. Yeah. Haven't even tagged it yet. Are we just gonna go straight up? Don't know. But that's however we come up, it's all gonna make sense. Okay, so yeah, lower time frame. Where are we going to drop to? Definitely into premium. So if we don't come into a premium yet and we come lower, could look for some sort of long, maybe using these relative equal lows here on a smaller time frame, which is what we were looking for last week and didn't get. So there's a level that's interesting. Set an alert there. Make sure we get it correct. Set an alert there, and then we'll set an alert as we get into Where's the premium? Add an alert. Oops. Cool. Our time frame range premium. Our time frame. Lows. Setup possibility. So yeah, we'll be watching those. We've taken out sell side. I could totally see us drawing down lower before we go higher, and that creates a reversal on the daily type of a structure where we come down lower and then we come higher and then we come lower. So maybe that type of a thing doesn't, it's not that specific, but just kind of a general, a directional thing. How low would we draw into here? We'll use the other indices to get an idea. Don't like how this isn't to a premium. So we'd have to use this range here as the absolute invalidation, which I don't like. So maybe even this though. That's tricky. I'd want, it makes sense for this to come to discount. So what's so yeah, higher time frame. Looking for that level. We have an alert here too for an SMT. Should probably write that out. SMT level. Okay, yeah. I think that's about it for this one. Obviously, you should set an alert for these lows. Cool. Cool. So let me just type this out. So we have those relative lows, a possible long setup. Targeting the premium of the range, then a sell at a premium range. So yeah, getting into the long down here isn't like the highest probability setup for me. There's equal lows here, equal lows here. So not super confident that that's like a real deal thing. But this could be considered like the balanced price range. So to me, like, okay, this is like worth taking if something very clear sets up on with SMT, Cool. Watch for SMT at the long and SMT at the higher time frame short reversal idea. As for now, longs until premium. So yeah, just hunting the long if we're gonna trade this. Cool, I think that's it for this guy. I guess I could zoom in even further and get an idea. Well, first of all, let's see the daily. Okay. 4 hour. Wait, there is a difference in the 24? Yeah, there's extra candles there. So we've got the inversion fair value gap here. all the way down to there basically. Yeah. So that's basically our inversion fair value gap gobble setup. And then we're going to look for the first lower one below. So yeah, this seems like if we're going to trade a fair value gobble setup, this is going to be the area of interest here. Oops. Interestingly enough. We'll mark that out just for fun if it lines up with something else. Why is this? What is happening? Oh, background. There we go. We'll turn on the midline. So there's that little gap there, or border block. Um, I almost want to just conservatively lower this down to here, because this was an order block that did dig down into a discount, and then this order block formed and dug down into, let's see, this order block took out stops. Did this one? This order block came down to this order block. It doesn't have displacement, because this one does. So yeah, just conservatively, just raise that to the whole range. And yeah. So fair value block. Yeah. So theoretically, it's like, okay, everything happened. We'll get long right there. And target that. Something like that. And then ideally we get like a displacement out and then like a re-add and then we raise the stop and add size and it's crazy. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, it looks pretty clean to me. Um, we could also definitely, is that this one may work. So we'll be watching that too. There's nothing on the 15-minute though. Um, so that's the tricky thing is that's like, this one is like a lot more clearly into discount. What were we saying? We were thinking it wouldn't even come this low, weren't we? We'd have to look at what happens with the other charts. Because it could, yeah, bounce there too. There is a fair value, inverse fair value gap all the way up here too on the 1 hour. 4 hour starts up here. Yeah. One hour clearly all the way up here. Let's just get rid of this. Because theoretically this is the first inverse fair value gap which would be right into here on top of the PM, one of the PM session levels. Yeah, it's a tough one. Problem is this isn't even you can't even see this until you go to the really small time frames. But it's still a valid time frame. If it was on the 15-minute, then even more clear. And that's a discount. Yep. Shoot. Shoots, brah. An order block beneath relative equal lows. You think that this range will hold? And it's accumulating. Man. I could still see this sweeping this low though. If we use the top of this range, and then we go to the actual very bottom, still in a discount right there at the order block. Right on the candle body. That's crazy. Right into the mid-range of the New York AM, the prior AM session. If that occurs, yeah, I'm just gonna really have to keep an eye on other indices and figure out what's the logical levels for those ones too. The biggest reason this one is easier is because it's a higher time frame one, and yeah. So for now, let's stick with this one. All right. Cool. That's pretty dang specific for Dow Jones. Obviously, if we just come higher, then I'm not gonna look for that long. Because once we're into a premium, I'm like, okay, I'm looking only for sales. Okay, yeah. Well, now that we're on the YM, let's go ahead and jump to the Russell. No market structure shift on the weekly. Oh, wait. Mark out that weekly fair value gap. Is there inverse too? That's so funny. Yep, same inverse fair value gap. And that's the prior week, new week opening gap. Oops. We got a bunch of alerts here set. We got the daily fair value gap. We've got the other daily fair value gap that lines up with inverse fair value gaps too. So this would be pretty high resistance. Um, And then there's an order block up here. Interesting. All right. So we do have relative equal highs here very clearly. And then do we have the same setup as the Dow? We might. Yep. Relative equal lows. Thought I just clicked that. Oops. Relative equal lows. And then we do have this order block very obvious. So maybe Russell, maybe the long trade. Yeah, Russell's cleaner. Let me mark that up. RTY looks much cleaner. Though, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we got relative equal lows there. Same fair value gap, inverse fair value gap level right below those, and then into the order block. Well, in the 15-minute. So we've already tagged it, and maybe we'll hold this the mid range of it. Oh, maybe maybe it is this one right here. This one. So we'll see. I could also see this breaking this low because I guess we're only tapping into this order block. And then maybe we come down into this for the relative equal low sweep. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky one. What else are we missing just on the higher time frame levels? So yeah, maybe we're gonna come down, sweep all these lows. Daily market structure shift to the downside. The weekly doesn't. Russell's actually more bearish overall because it hasn't even made new highs and has just completely failed to displace. The only reason we'd be looking for more of a long here is because it did hold up stronger in here versus the YM. And we do have that narrative of cuts happening and then possible breadth opening up, even though we did have the sell up. It is just on the daily. So it's not strong enough to be like, oh, we're in a bear market. So that isn't to say we might come and make a new low though. So anywho's, any what's, we have a nice candle up. Oh, yeah, let's mark out that premium discount. Yep, same thing on Russell for the premium, much higher premium. Relative equal highs, relative equal lows. Looks like could easily just be a nice type of setup. It's pretty clear. 4 hour, yeah, we got that 4 hour fair value gap here. don't want to get things too complicated by getting a long in here by using that order block. So if we did define this a little bit tighter, we would use this. So we'll just have that there and then hope we get something obvious to get along off of. But I am open to the idea that this breaks this low, and there's a, yeah, right there. 1 hour fair value gap there. Completely right there. 1 hour. So yeah, let's make it just a slightly different color. That way it's kind of more defined. So yeah, we just got to be careful because if we came down into here and bounced, then it's like, okay, relative equal lows there, and then we rally up and then come all the way back down, and then that's the long, you know. So I just want to make sure I'm only taking the single trade and I'm not having to get in and get out 1,000 times, and because I'm going to be targeting these highs. Same situation as the Dow Jones. Do highs and typical lows, and no premium yet. So when we came to the lows, we did hold stronger on this move. We did not take out this high. So to me, that yeah, this has a stronger draw on liquidity higher just based on the current market structure. Yeah, looking for longs in these areas is going to be key. Let's move this up here. And we have an alert here too. Boom. Yeah, longs and shorts. Looks like this week could give us some good ops. I like this level here, how it took these lows out and then just accumulated. So it makes sense that we'd want to tag back into this order block here because we came up, grabbed some sell side liquidity, took out the fair value, and then came lower, taking out these lows. So here's a smaller time frame order block. So yeah, it makes sense that we could come lower. Anywho's, let's go to the next charts. Let's make sure we've marked everything out here though. Obviously this is the low. Yeah. Okay, ES. No inverse for value up here. A lot more clean looking. Daily, okay, wait. Weekly. We've had a market structure shift officially now on the weekly on ES. Displaced, displaced, rebalanced, displaced, rebalancing. Are we into a discount or a premium? Yes. I've already hit premiums range. Got that weekly fair value gap. And then we do have these relative equal lows here that I would like to see possibly be manipulated above. Possible inverse Yeah, so we come up here, not a daily gap down, and dig into this order block. Makes sense. So that's a good level there. We'll be watching that as we get higher. Obviously, same thing down here. Here's the old new week opening gap. This gap's been taken out. Yeah, we've just got this weekly fair value gap. 4-hour chart. Let's check the regular. Wow, see, where are these coming from? Something happened. Something happened to the charts. Gap down there. Let's mark that out. I don't like how bright it is. It needs to cool off a bit. So that's a gap down. We have dug up into it a bit. Closed here and then opened here. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Yeah, I like this gap here. This seems like the really obvious play here. And then, yeah, maybe we come even higher, but who knows? But anyways, that is a nice setup there. Okay. Okay, yeah. So as for that, if we're gonna come up higher, obviously we've already reached a premium, so I wouldn't really look for longs on here. Even if we set up something like we just looked at on the Russell and stuff. Looks like we do got some relative equal highs here, not super strong though. Man, give me the text, man. Okay, and then we do have some smooth lows here. So good watch for that to be taken. Similar inverse fair value setup here, just like all the other charts. This one has a much more clearly defined order block area though. So that's kind of funny. Why is this not doing it, man? Okay, yeah, this one is much more defined because we have that wick down there. Yeah, this is pretty clean. So oops, yellow and the orange. Cool. I like that. That's super clean to me. 15-minute chart, super clean. Comes up, comes down, just tags it and bounces. So yeah. And we do have a draw higher. So I would take that. I could take that. I would take it. Yeah, cleaned up those areas too. Has that same order block that got taken on these smooth lows. Same thing here. Could happen. Nice deep dig bounce. Maybe we can make this a little alert trend line. Just add an alert there. So yeah. Yep, looks like it's all about the same. There will be some nuances in this range over here for when I look for SMTs. So we'll be looking for that. And then same thing on the downside. So we'll keep that in mind later for later. Looks like all these charts are pretty similar though, except the higher time frames. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This order block looks really clean to get into a setup though. So super high area of interest. Similar long setups on the discount. And then so yeah, for me to be very confident with a setup like and know that it's probably like 80% win rate or something, I need to see SMT. So haven't covered any of that, but we'll have to take a look after we look at the NASDAQ and the dollar. So weekly, got a weekly fair value gap here. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff that doesn't need to be there. Nice levels down here. This is the obvious bearish draw, at least for the NASDAQ. We have a weekly fair value gap again here. Oops. Weekly fair value gap. This has all been rebalanced. Yeah, I expect this to go lower. Anything down here, it's all been taken. Okay, cool. So we just have a big wick, and there is a inverse setup there. We'll leave that for now. Daily, I'm keeping this here because that's an old SMT, and I've been watching those for interesting moves lately. So yeah, bouncing off the lows. How about the range? The range is reached a premium, just like ES, which is what I expected. Keep looking over here, but we've already taken everything out. So we technically have taken the low, but relative equal lows. Let's move this out further. This is the old new week opening gap. You can see we've already taken that. Daily fair value gap also coincides with the weekly, just like all the other charts. Weekly market structure shift. Yes. No. Technically, no. Here we do have one, though, relative to this. So yeah, technically, yeah, then we do have one. Daily is way more clean. We've shifted over everything. So we would still expect this range to be in play, the play. Yeah, so 4 hour, very similar to ES. Regular trading hours, gap, mark that out. Don't know why this is here again. I don't know what's going on with these charts. So gap down, we retraced into that. Let's just mark that out. I already know that that's a gap. Don't like how bright it is. So we've got a gap there. Right into the order block. No clear relative equal highs yet. Just here. Not as clean. Got the same thing like all the others again. NASDAQ really had a clear long here though versus the others. I don't think all of them had this very obvious fair value gap here. So this has all been taken. I really like this range. We have these smooth highs here, even more smooth than the, what just happened? Then the ES. Yeah, 15-minute, same order block that we'd want to look for on ES as on ES. So yeah, this looks very clean. I think this one might be the cleanest long setup out of all of them. The bullish draw though, that's the only thing that's not as clean. So if we look at ES, excuse me, the ES is the Nasdaq's cleaner because it came so deep, and it's like, okay, this should hold, you know. So I think I would rather play the ES. Yeah. I'd rather play the ES still. But yeah, keeping this all in mind, seeing how we come down here. What day was this? This was the Thursday AM order block, and everyone has that. So what happened last week at Thursday at the, sorry, what was it? The open. What about news? So yeah, that's the news. That's like the news leg opening order block. So this is where they did pair order. So that is very significant. That's the unemployment claims order block. Yeah, I really like that. If they're gonna keep expanding this higher, really makes sense that they would come back down, and yeah, makes lots of sense. Okay. All right. Yeah, so everything looks very similar. As for the higher time frame draw and liquidity for the Nasdaq, we do have these very smooth highs. Take off the magnet because it's gonna mess everything. Um, yeah, like that's totally gonna be taken out. I mean, that's inverse head and shoulders. We come down here, boom, 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 bang. I'd expect this trend line to be broken, possibly up into here. So I do expect this to come a little higher, and I do like this order block, maybe even the mid-range of it. So I think that's the play. This for the ES and the Nasdaq, this order block, these trend lines, these smooth highs. You got the same smooth highs on ES. So that's pretty clear to me. We'll look at SMT in a second. DXY. Yep, DXY, same as always. Still waiting for it to just draw lower. Do have a weekly bearish fair value gap now. Okay, into an order block. Just keeping it simple. Just gonna delete that one's legit right here. So yeah, there's that. Just gonna set an alert, change that alert there. You already know that that's the oops. The obvious draw. We got the weekly fair value gap. This is a very straightforward chart. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm probably not gonna do it here on the video, but I need to take a look at the currencies and see what may offer me the reversal or the short here as well. So I may have to swing that, or maybe just not get distracted with it since it's probably in alignment with the indexes anyways. So Ooh. Excuse me, unless something's really obvious and clean. So yeah, I'll have to take a look at the others. But yeah, I mean it has enough reason to head down, um, reach the premium, so it doesn't need to come up higher. Could just go straight down right now. Who knows? So we'll wait and see what happens here, but that's the obvious thing for DXY. Always made follow similar to indices higher than lower for the eventual rate cutting. Excuse me. So yeah, we do have CPI this week. So if we come higher, you know, that CPI could really mark, the turning the turning point, the manipulation or the delivery of a reversal. So we'll be watching for that Monday, Tuesday, because Wednesday, oh, yeah, Tuesday's PPI. So Monday might not give us something super clean. It might just be setting us up. So we still might get. I've always gone setups on Monday, so Monday has been pretty good. So I'll keep that in mind because there's no news Monday, but Monday's usually still pretty good. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday all have great news. So this is a classic great trading week for me. So I need to keep that in mind. So yeah, same order block here, as the indices. It's pretty similar. We did work that high, but the dollar tends to do that and then like manufacture another one and then break it, and that's the reversal. And it's usually pretty deep. There's a manipulation like this. Look how clear. Like it breaks it, sells off, but then just yeah, does the same thing. Manufactures low highs there and then breaks it again. And then we see a lot. So yeah. As a last thing to look at, SPY flows. This is the classic type of reversal type of a thing I'm looking for. Um, is it going to happen Monday? Is it going to happen Tuesday? Don't know. The tide followed price, but they really loaded up puts. So I think this still kind of aligns with what I'm looking for. We just need to make sure we can figure out how to look. I need to do more learning with the tide to see which expirations have like the big open interests and stuff. So yeah, anyways, that's the plan. Charts look pretty clean for the coming week. Last week really set us up for some nice setups. So if none of them set up, then obviously we won't take any of them. If we come and take the highs first, and then that happens, like then we'll still look for that short, but then we'll probably get out, early. But we'll see though. We'll see what else is happening in the. Oh, soon we look at SMTs. So let's start with the 4 hour. So now that we have, okay, now that we have all these levels drawn out, Nasdaq's gap is very close, while ES's is not. So that would really align up with the SMT I'm looking for. So I have alerts set at specific levels that would create SMT, but this gap makes lots of sense for another type of SMT, as well as looking for these smooth high breaks and the similar thing on. Why does it do that? Why does it stick to the side like that? So yeah, we do have relative equal highs very defined on RTY, not so clear on YM. I guess we didn't look for the gap on their RTY. let's look really quick for that same gap. So that same gap is there too. So, so we closed here. It's all filled until there, and we'll mark that up. That's been usually the same. Okay, so yeah, Russell has the same gap. It's about the same area as the YM. So nothing super clean there, but then we do have these areas here. So still looking for this to be taken out. I might need to have that defined, make it blue so that it's obvious. Maybe even thicker line. You can't see it. SMT. Yeah, possible SMT level is that would coincide with this high on the Dow, and then we'd look short on the Dow. So whoops, that's a wrong. Yeah, it's pretty far away for both, but we'll see what happens. Yep, that's everything. The only other thing is like crypto and basically the same situation for everything. So yeah. Anyways, I'm getting tired. I need a break. I'll finish up some more stuff on the currencies and then some on the forex. Forex and then on some crypto. But other than that, probably won't do too much on crypto unless, yeah. We'll just do some more research today. Got a lot that I can do. So yeah, that is the stream. Don't even know how long it's been, but